Все, звук пошел.
Okay.
Видео тоже.
Looks like we are ready. Just give me a second to prepare, and we will start our webinar. Okay. Hi everybody. My name is Dmitry. You can call me Dima. And first of all, I would like to check if you can hear me and see me. And if the sound is okay, please send plus in chat box if you can hear me and see me well. If there's any problem, also you can send a message in chat and we will try to help you. Okay, meanwhile you are confirming that you hear me and see me, I will introduce myself. My name is Dmitry and I am a technical engineer at TECHNO-AC, Russia. First of all, what I do is I train people to use TECHNO-AC equipment and I explain how does this equipment work. Also, I do technical consulting, so if you have any trouble with the equipment in the field, I'm always available in WhatsApp 24/7. And also I do consulting through email and through our website. Also behind me there is a group of engineers, the manufacturers, the developers of the equipment, programmers, engineers, which also able to help you. And we always strive to provide the best service to our clients. And today, as you can see, if you visited our previous webinars, winter has passed and it is spring. The birds are singing, the sun is not shining because we're expecting some rain. I hope we will not get into rain today, but who knows. And the spring has come, and the most important thing is to understand if something is leaking because of spring or because the pipes below ground surface are damaged. That is why the first water leak detection webinar we're having in April when we're completely ready to demonstrate the equipment. And today we will be having a special event which is completely dedicated to two models of water leak detectors that we have in our range. And the first one is a new model to you. We never demonstrated it before. It's a AP-14 based water leak detector, which is called AT-107. It's considered to be the most affordable device out of the whole TECHNO-AC range. And I will show you today how does this thing actually work and how can you locate the leakage with its help. Also today we are having one of the most required and demanded acoustic water leak detectors. Of course it can be familiar to you because we demonstrated almost on each our webinar and demo. This is AT-407. So the first device is called 107 and this is 407. These are two devices which utilize the same principle. They are used for acoustic detection, but they do it in different way, and today I will try to explain with simple words what's the difference between these two devices. My operator says that the sound and video is fine. I hope that the sound quality and the video quality is at least satisfying. We're doing this webinar in the street and we use the mobile network, so sometimes the quality of video may drop a little bit and the sound may disappear just for a second or two. If something is not clear, you can send your questions in chat box, and in the end of this event I will reply to every question. I guess this is pretty simple. And let's start from the general information about the equipment. First of all, I would like to say that each equipment that we supply is supplied with English user manual. So all the software, all the indication, all the sensors, they are marked in English. So it would be easier for you to use this equipment. Each equipment, almost each equipment regarding the water leak detectors has headphones, but you can use your own headphones. And for the headphones in general, for our TECHNO-AC water leak detectors, there is one limitation. You have to use headphones without microphone. So if you want to use your own headphones with water leak detectors, uh, manufactured by TECHNO-AC, make sure that your headphones don't have any microphone on them. This is just the general information which will make your leak detection more comfortable. Now we will move a little bit to details of this equipment. First of all, let's start with AT-107. This device is based on LED indicated AP14 receiver. This is the most affordable receiver out of the whole range of TECHNO-AC, and you can see that it has pretty basic connections and controls. It is powered by two AA batteries, and it has two connectors: the headphone jack and the sensor jack for the connection of the external sensors. Then you have your on-off button, volume button, up and down. You have your frequency selection, play pause button, and sensitivity adjustment buttons. You can see that the controls of this device are pretty simple, and this device, of course, it has its own limitations. The first limitation is that it doesn't have any digital filters to process the acoustic signal. You you have only sensitivity adjustment, and it's a significant limitation for inexperienced user. Also, this device, this AT-107 leak detector includes headphones, as I told you earlier. You can literally hear the noise of running water with these headphones when you're using the leak detector. And portable acoustic sensor, ADM. For water leak detection, we will be using this sensor without the extension rod because we will be locating the leakage below concrete surface. And this is the portable acoustic sensor, which is usually used to locate leakages inside the houses, in the walls, and and underground leakages depth up to 3 meters. Uh, the capability of leak detection limitation of this device is limited with 3 meters because this is more sensitive sensing device, and its intended use is for indoors or for closed chambers or for something like that. Okay, this is pretty much it. Of course, there will be in the basic supply there will be a bag and magnet and English user manual, everything what you can get in basic supply of TECHNO-AC equipment. You know, we're making those cloth bags, rugged cloth bags, covers, and etc. etc. You will get everything in your supply. Also, we have AT-407, which is based on AP-27 receiver. And this device has more advanced visual indication. It has actual LCD display, and also it has more advanced controls. You can turn on and turn off the device, you can switch the type of visual indication between scales, spectrums, and many others. You can switch the sound of the sound indication, the type of sound indication. You can change filters, apply and remove digital filters. Also, you can store your memory. The memory capacity is up to 30, 33, 32 entries. Also, you have pause button like in 14 and the sensitivity adjustment. Uh, this device is powered by 4 and it has more effective leak detection limitation. Its efficiency is for first of all, it is multifunctional. It by adding different sensors, it can be used as cable locator, fault locator, a pipe locator, and PVC pipe locator. You may be familiar with that. But it also has the same limitation for depth, also 3 meters for acoustic water leak detection. But for cables and pipes, the limitation is 6 meters, if you remember my previous webinars. So this is more advanced solution for water leak detection. It has digital filters. Why do you need a digital filter? You need it to cut off all the surrounding noises except for the noise of leaking water. So what's the process of water leak detection? First of all, you have to trace or locate the pipe itself. If it's metal or non-metal, it doesn't matter. You have to know where it is going, and you have to be sure that you're following the path of the pipe. That's the first thing to do. The second thing to do is to hear the sound of the water which is running through the pipe. And there is another technical detail which makes water leak detection possible. And this detail is the actual pressure, water pressure inside the pipe. So the pressure inside the pipe should be 2 bars or more. 2 bars. 2 bars plus, that is fine. Because water should create enough noise so you could hear it with the sensor and with your headphones and with the equipment. So before location of the leakage, make sure that the pressure in the pipe is 2 bars or more. Okay, I think that we've done with the general information and with the difference between two sets. Let us see the difference in real working conditions. Before doing that, I would like to show you where exactly we will be looking for our leakage today. So let's go. It's not far from here. It's actually right here. We're having a manhole here, and there is a pipe below this lid which has leakage, and the water just goes down, and the water makes noise when it's dropped into the manhole. The pipe is going out our building, and in order to demonstrate the sound of leaking water, I will go down to the basement for a minute and turn on the water, and we will be able to see how it's working. Okay, let me put my microphone here while I'm going. I'm going to do. Okay, I'm back. Placing back my microphone. Okay, so I guess we can start with AT-107. Let me show you the connection of the sensor. All sensors by TECHNO-AC, they have these red marks here, and you can just connect by aligning two red dots of the sensor until you hear a click. So we have connected the sensor. Actually, all equipment by TECHNO-AC has a sensor recognition system. In this particular receiver, it's just not indicated, but the device is understanding that you have connected the acoustic sensor to it, so it's fine. Okay, let me put on my headphones for a moment. Okay, so the main thing for leak location here is this actual LED display. You can see this dot blinking, and if the situation goes louder, the more LEDs are glowing. It's easy as that. But for real conditions, the situation is a little bit different. I told you that this is the most affordable equipment, and it's not that functional as the AT-407. That's why I have to sit a little and check if there's any noise. So I'm attaching the sensor, the sensitive part of the sensor, to the ground surface. Okay. And you can see that while I'm not talking, the signal is very low. Look at the indication. Not so the signal is not stable. I'll show you. Just hold on a second. And you can see, as we don't have any digital filters, any slight noise affects the leak location. That is why we propose this device to be used outdoors, because it is not protected from surrounding noise. That is why I'm demonstrating, so you could feel the difference. And when we're approaching the actual spot of the leakage, we will get the following picture. You can see that the signal is jumping, and now the car is passing by and the signal increases. But when I stop talking, the signal decreases, but it's not full. And it's not that stable. And now I will be placing the sensor right above the leakage, right here. Of course, now I know that the leakage is there. In real conditions, you will be able to tell that the leakage is there by having full scale of the signal. And you can see that the scale is full. It means that we're standing right above the leakage. And in order to check if we have located the leakage, we will do the following way. We will place the sensor 1 meter off the place of the leakage, but the pipe is still going on. I'm placing the sensor, and you can see that the signal is not stable again. While I'm silent, the signal becomes unstable and almost disappears. This is how you can tell that you have passed the spot of the leakage. So the main thing behind this location is that you can't tell. You can't tell for sure, if it's a leakage, or maybe it's just water running through a pipe, because you can tell only by placing the sensor right above the leakage. And in order to, and generally, what why I'm demonstrating this, yes, I'm demonstrating this just to show you, and maybe to show your clients, if you're our dealer, that AT-107 is mostly should be used indoors, and in most silent conditions. So nobody should talk, no cars around, no barking dogs, no, I don't know, not no thunder, nothing at all, no television, because this sensor is mostly made for indoor usage. Okay, let us do the following way. You have seen how LED indication helps you to locate the leakage, and you're familiar with AT-107. All we did is we turned on the receiver and pressed play button, and that's pretty much it. Also, let us see how AT-407 works here, and we will be able to see what's the difference. By the way, I'm not sure if you could hear that, but the microphone, the sensor, would also transmit the signal of running water, the sound of actual running water, into the headphones and to me as an operator. Okay, AP27 has the same connections, the headphone jack and the sensor connection port. Same thing here. I will turn on the receiver just to show you that sensor recognition system is working fine. Just give me a second. Yeah, you can see that device indicates the sensor which we have connected to it, and it indicates the mode which we're using now. It's leak detection mode. For this particular application, we're using different sensor. We're using AT-227 sensor. This sensor is used for outdoor leak detection, so you can use it outside. You can. It has this silicon skirt which protects from external noise. It has more a spiked sensitive element which allows you to process the sound. It has this membrane and the fixation, just to make sure that the sound you hear is the sound you need to hear, not the surrounding sound. Also, AP27 has external power supply, which you can use to power up the receiver from your power bank, and this is very convenient because sometimes you have to work several days in a row and you just don't have enough accumulators or batteries with you. That is why this is pretty convenient. So we're doing the same way. I'm putting on my headphones just right around my neck, and I'm taking the receiver and the sensor. And now we will be doing the whole process of leak detection as I would do if I had an order for leak detection. So first of all, we will try to hear if there is a pipe. We don't have a pipe locator with us right now because we don't have the sensor and the transmitter, but we have the receiver and the microphone, and we know that water is running through the pipe. What we will do in the first place, we will turn on the receiver and we will enable the broadband mode. It means that none of the digital filters are applied so far, and we will enable the spectrum mode, which will allow us to hear the signal from everywhere, actually. What's coming from the everywhere. And we will be placing the sensor in the supposed spot of signal presence in order to hear see if there's water. You can hear, I will turn down a little bit. Now we can see that we're having a signal on a particular frequency. And you can see that there are small bubbles here, which means that the sound of water is somewhere there. It means that we're standing right above our pipe. And in order to trace this signal, we will be placing a filter to cut off this particular part. We will be doing it with applying the digital filter button. We can change these filters by pressing F button and arrow by arrow keys. You can see that the filter settings are changing. If I press F button again, I will be changing them from right to left, and I will cut off all the noise. When we have applied the filter and we are sure that we're standing right above our pipe, we have to switch the indication to the scale mode. And in scale mode, we will be tracing the signal level of the running water. And the leakage will be in the maximum, in the point of maximum signal of leaking water noise. The main difference between AT-107 and AT-407 is the digital filter and the indication of the signal. You have more positions of indicated signal. It means that you will be able to distinguish various conditions of the water noise. So when we know where the pipe is going, we can go a little bit closer to it. I prefer going 1 meter closer, and we place the sensor to the ground, and we have to wait for 1 or 2 seconds in order the electronics of the device could adjust to current conditions and indicate the signal level. You can see that the signal now is something like 12, 11, 13, but it's not higher than 15. We're placing the sensor closer to, to the leakage, and we see that the signal level has increased to 23, 22. So we can definitely say that signal has significantly increased. And now we will be placing the sensor right above our leakage, right here. And you see that the signal is almost overloaded. We have 75, 80, 82, and this symbol which appears means that the input of the device is overloaded. So the signal level is that high. So the noise is very high, and we can hear the noise, and the signal is very high. And let's do the following way. We will place the sensor the same way we did with AT-107. And we can see that the signal disappears again. So it means that we have passed through the leakage. You see, you can tell that AT-107 and AT-407 are almost the same in their application. But I would like to stress one thing, that when the signal indicated by 107 was bouncing, and you couldn't tell if it's maximum or if it's minimum, and you have to be silent completely when you observe the indication of the receiver. 407 allowed me to trace the leakage while I'm speaking, so other noises are not influencing the location process. And also, you could see that the indications, due to digital processing, indications of the device were more distinctive. they were more stable, and I could tell if there's a difference in signal or if the signal is not different. So what we do now? I will go and turn off the water because we have to save water. And after that, we will have a question and answer session. And I would like you to have a minute of your rest and prepare your questions and send them into the chat box so I could reply to them when I'm back from the basement. So I'm now removing my microphone and I go to the basement. Okay, let me put my microphone back and I'm gonna take my phone just to read your comments and questions, etc. Hold on a second, I will connect to our event. Okay, I'm connecting. Okay, so let me read your questions. Oh, there are not so many questions actually. Okay, sound image okay. Everything's fine. Everything okay. Greetings from Cyprus. Greetings from Russia. Okay, so if you have some questions, I will gladly reply. Okay, yes, there is a question. What if we cannot guarantee the 2-3 bar water pressure to trace the leakage? What is the other option of creating noise? That is kind of an interesting question, and it is closely connected with the technical regulations and limitations of the equipment that I have showed you today. You see, the case is you can try locating the noise of the leakage lower than 2 bar, but as manufacturer we can't guarantee that, and it means that you can try, but we are not giving any warranty that you will be able to locate it, because uh, even this microphone, both of these microphones are high sensitive. There are some technical recommendations, yes, and 2 bar is minimum uh, required pressure. By increasing, you can do this from the substation, or you can do this with manual pump or with anything like that. But the water should create noise inside the pipe in order to be located, and the leakage should uh, be going through the hole in the pipe with some noise in order to be located. You see, that is why you can use pumping, you can use increase of the pressure on the substation or anything like that, or you can use thumper just to get the pressure higher than usual, just to make the noise available and hearable and listenable. Any other questions? We're having today 10 listeners. Okay, any other questions, please? So while you are having typing or thinking of your questions, I will tell one more thing. With AP13, we're also having the equipment which allows you to locate cables and pipes. You can connect here an electromagnetic sensor, and it is possible to locate cables and pipes with this sensor. Of course, there is no depth measurement, but still you can detect and you can check if there is metal cable or pipe below ground surface by adding an electromagnetic sensor to this particular receiver. So it's also multifunctional. If we do not know where the pipe is located, that's a good question, because all the devices, as I told you a second ago, are multifunctional. And for such cases, when you don't know where the pipe is going, you have multiple sensors which can be connected to any device which I'm showing to you today. So you can connect electromagnetic sensor. You can use the electromagnetic transmitter. We have the equipment for that. And you can create electromagnetic signal in the pipes and in the cables which are situated nearby the position of the transmitter. And before location of the leakage, you can locate the cable or the pipe itself. Of course, there is no leakage in the cables, but also you can locate them. So by extending the set to not only by using the leak detector but expanding it to cable and pipe locator, you can use it to trace and to locate the pipe position. Also, I'm having here, just give me a second, I'm having here a portable electromagnetic transmitter. That's not the topic of our today's event, but it can be used to trace metal pipes and metal cables from the substation or without any connection by just placing it on the ground. Most of you are familiar with this equipment. And for plastic pipe location, sometimes the pipes are made of plastic, we have the impact device, which is here. Yeah, and it creates the acoustic noise, which can help you trace the plastic pipe. Oh, there's another question. What type sensor is used for indoor detection in walls when holding the sensor in your hand? This generates and wanted sound from holding the sensor. Generally, we say that ADM is used for location indoors, and if the conditions are okay, so there is silence around you, and the signal is fine, you can use it, no issue. But you can also use the bigger sensor to locate inside the walls. You can just attach it to the wall like this. Uh, you can see that the skirt is doing the same job as for foundation, and you can check by placing the sensor on different spots. It's fine, but first of all, it's heavier. We should admit that. The second of all, uh, it's mostly used for outdoor location, but it's fine if you're okay with stethoscoping to the wall, then it's fine. It can be used indoors also. Also, the portable sensor, it has I should say that it has some important feature like uh, magnet attachment, which is the extension rod, which can help you to reach hard reachable places. For example, you're having your pipe behind the bars and you can attach the sensor to some place which is not easily reachable, so it's fine, you can use the extension rod. Also, you have extension rod for the ground sensor for sand or snow or whatever soil you have longer sensor extension and shorter extension. Also, it's a basic supply of each acoustic sensor. What if there is a wooden shelf on the wall I believe the sensor can still detect, right? Yes, the sensor, uh, of course, the material, the concrete, metal, or wood, it affects the penetration of acoustic signal, of course. And the wooden panel will be working as a silencer, so you will be having smaller sound levels, but there still will be distinctable, because when you're approaching the leakage, the signal will increase anyway. That's just physics. But uh, you will be just having more moderate signal levels, and that will be fine. But in the spot of the leakage, you will be having maximal signal out of all previously done signals. So yeah, this is fine, and you will get your location anyway. Uh, okay, is there any more questions? Okay, I guess that we we've done pretty good job today. I hope you liked the webinar, and I hope that you enjoyed, in some way today's webinar, and you got the idea between two different models of equipment, AT-107 and AT-407. If you have any questions left, you can send them to my email or to WhatsApp. And my operator says that I'm having another question, and this question is going to be the last for today's event. Other questions you can send me again to WhatsApp or email anytime of day and night. I will gladly reply. Okay, the last question, and I guess it's tricky. What if behind the wall there is a small fish pond with small fountain? Will it be an external noise? Yes, if the fountain is releasing the water with high pressure, yeah, it can be a problem. But you can turn off the fountain for a period of leak detection. I guess if you are doing it for a client, he will not be against it. He will allow you to turn off the water, so it's going to be fine. The fish pond will not affect anything because it doesn't create any noise. Maybe some uh, air systems of the fish pond, but generally the fountain can cause some trouble. But again, you can cut off the noise and try cut off the sound of the fountain. But generally, I recommend to turn it off and trace only the water which is coming through the pipe. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you again for joining us on this outdoor demo. I hope that the information I gave you today is somehow useful and clear. Please join us in 2 weeks. We will be having another webinar. I will send you a link for registration. Thank you very much. Take care. Stay healthy. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.